Hello everyone, this is Hakaym and welcome back to another episode of Funday Sunday, and we are in a vessel, a destroyer that I actually haven't shown on my channel in quite some time. This is the Tier 10 Imperial Japanese destroyer, the Shimikaze, and yeah, it's just not a ship I play all too often, and in this instance, I am joined with two of my clan mates. I have both Lord Ethelon and Imperial in Montana and Gearing respectively. We have Montana Conqueror, Bismarck, and Moggy Nelson. Yes, Nelson in a tier 10 battle. Donskoy, New Orleans, Edinburgh, Otago, Gearing, Shimikaze, and Z46. On the enemy team, there's a Montana Conqueror, North Carolina, Tirpitz, Bismarck, Ibuki, New Orleans, Edinburgh, Magami, Chapayev, and two Shimikazes. And the reason why I really decided to pick this is, one, obviously, I haven't shown the Shimikaze off in a very, very long time. I think it's been several months since I've actually had it shown it off. So this battle is essentially what will happen if your team does nothing. I'm not saying that everyone on this team did absolutely nothing, but as you will see at the end results, it was pretty much us three that carried this game. So I am pushing into B. I have Lord Ethelon moving into towards C, and Imperial is moving in towards C as well. So Shimikaze is a really good ship. We also have a Z46. Just watch the Z46. I do run the 12-kilometer torpedoes on this Shimikaze. So the speed is fairly decent, 67 knots. The range is decent. It's obviously not the insanely fast torpedoes, Zao torpedoes that you get if you run the 8 km torpedoes. And drop off a salvo towards this Tirpitz, hoping that he'd come in our way, but unfortunately for me, he goes and decides to turn in, and it looks like there is the enemy Shimikaze that is obviously inside the cap. And our C-46, I really don't understand his thought-making process here, because essentially, well, just watch how long he lasts. He does drop his smoke screen, and enemy Shimikaze torpedoes. Yeah, this was a given. Yep, there he goes. Yeah, okay, so we have already lost one of our destroyers. Now, keep in mind, we did have a destroyer advantage. The enemy team only had two, well, we had three. And now we are even footing, and we are obviously down one ship. Now, our friendly teams all kind of starting to lemming train towards the C cap, and yes, I of course get pretty big hit there from the enemy Tirpitz. You can see that the A cap is currently being captured, so I assume the enemy, one of the Shimikaze, is up towards A, and yeah, well, I don't want to spoil it too much, but to say the very least, it's, well, anyways. Unfortunately for Lord Ethelon, he is getting quite a pounding. He did get obviously radared by the enemy Shimikaze, and do open up, trying to help him out, trying to take some pressure off of him. Did try to use AP, see if I could Citadel at Chapayev. Unfortunately, did not get the damage roll I wanted, but we got a fire. Can we finish him off? Looks like Lord Ethelon does get the Chapayev, so now our team is on even footing. But unfortunately, the enemy team has fully captured A and is just now about to capture B. And I am gonna try to get back in there as quickly as possible. Torpedoes are reloaded, so they are a very good, well, very good weapon to use, especially against any destroyers that like to smoke. As we see, there is a smoke screen there. There is also an Edinburgh that is currently in that left smoke screen. Plus that Tirpitz is still around. And oh, looky. Oh, this is not what I wanted to see. A New Orleans pushing in with a Conqueror behind him. And obviously a New Orleans does have his radar ability. Now it is only 9.9, and we are now detected by the enemy Shimikaze. Gonna go ahead and open up. It looks like he is laying his smoke screen. drop some torpedoes towards the Megami and drop some against the enemy Shimikaze as well. Now, unfortunately for me, I have no smoke screen. All I have is my speed and my low detectability. So I'm going to pull away as quickly as possible and try to essentially get away from taking any further damage. Taking a few hits, but we should be able to get away, no problem. And there we go, got a devastating strike on the enemy Shimikaze. And that is our very first kill, and we got another torpedo on the enemy Megami, leaving him very, very low on health, and is now fairly easy for any big caliber battleships to take out. So now we are in the clear for the time being. New Orleans no longer has use of his radar since he did use it. So yes, take a look. Just take a look at this entire friendly team. Keep in mind we did have a failed division in this matchup, but almost everyone's over there. Like, we are all bunched up together and not really pushing out. The enemy team has 2 caps and is currently working on a 3rd. Fortunately for us, Lord Athlon is currently obviously taking or preventing the enemy team from taking that cap. Now, also keep a watch on this New Orleans. There is a Donskoy, a Togo, even a Nelson. We have just lost our New Orleans to a flooding, but no one's firing at him. The Donskoy, I believe, is the only one. Oh, we actually got some other ships firing at him. But how is... I really don't understand how this New Orleans captain was able to stay alive for so long. Especially considering there was a Donskoy, a Togo. And honestly, you should have been firing AP right there. Probably would have killed our friendly Otago. So we have just knocked out a few more ships, which is good. They have lost their Ibuki and their New Orleans, but obviously they still have quite a few caps, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to push in. Imperial is gonna be coming along to assist, so hopefully with his big guns we should be able to push into B fairly easily. Torpedoes are now fully functional, and I know IGN destroyers get a lot of crap, especially due to the fact that against other destroyers, they do have a issue, especially due to the very low rate of fire, but their guns are still fairly potent, and their torpedoes are fairly good, but you always have that chance of not hitting your target. Now, I do line up a shot towards this Tirpitz, and it does look like he is pulling away, and he's probably going to miss these, unfortunately, which is highly unfortunate because that would have been nice, but it looks like he is pulling away. We have a few of our battleships actually pushing in, which is good. It's definitely gonna help take off the pressure, but it does look like Lord Athlon is now taking control of C. Obviously there is a enemy Shimikaze over there. And I think probably one good thing was it was just Shimikazes on the enemy team, and they obviously are now only down 1 destroyer, so there's only 1 destroyer left, which is definitely a good thing. And I believe also another good fact, especially considering Lord Athlon is very low in health, they no longer have any radar cruisers, and as you can see, there is a cyclone full in effect, which is good. It's a good thing for destroyers, because you can get a little bit closer. You still can have those nasty surprises, and you really have to be careful. You just have to be aware that they could easily pop up unexpectedly in a location that you did not really want them to be. So we are going to try to be a little bit careful. Obviously, there's still that Tirpitz and that Conqueror still around. They have not left the cap, and I should try to pull away, and it looks like we finally see the Conqueror. And let's see, can we quickly take him down? That would be fan-freaking-tastic. Let's see, torpedoes are about reloaded. We have only about 5-6 more seconds, something like that. Trying to keep the distance. Don't want to, you know, obviously get spotted. Torpedoes are off towards the Conqueror. Went ahead and popped my engine boost just so I can keep that distance. Don't want them to know where I am, but it looks like the Conqueror is going to pull away. But the Tirpitz, well, the Tirpitz is going to have a bad time. Tell you this much right now. Let's see. Let's see. How many torpedoes? 1 torpedo. 2 torpedoes cause flooding. And it looks like he only took 2, but that was a good 40,000 points of damage right there. And it looks like Imperial has now pushed in, and I'm quickly trying to get up to Imperial to drop down the smoke screen just to assist on his preservation of life. And there we go. Got the kill on the Tirpitz, and we're gonna go ahead and drop our smoke screen. Obviously there is a Conqueror 6 kilometers away. I am gonna try to slow up as quickly as possible. He is obviously being spotted by other members of our teams, and this is where I just think the Conqueror should have just rushed. But then again, he does have, what, 3 battleships firing at him. And I have still about 30 seconds left on my torpedoes, and who's gonna get the kill? The Conqueror is obviously a really strong battleship due to the fact of its very high repair rate, and this essentially allows it to come back to life even if it's taken massive amount of fire and flooding damage. So he can repair a huge chunk of health, but I don't think 15 torpedoes is gonna be really something he's gonna be able to heal from. So let's go ahead and drop that off. Do run a little bit into Imperial right there, but I think this Conqueror is probably going to go down. Look at that. Oh, 2 torpedoes, 1 dead Conqueror, and we're sitting at kind of a nice 120,000. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. And our team is finally pushing into B. The enemy team have pushed quite heavily into C. Essentially, our entire friendly team lemming trained all the way over to B and left poor Lord Echelon, and also I believe Edinburgh is still over there trying to fight these ships off. Now, there is a enemy Bismarck that I would love to get. He is kind of positioned up against this rock, and now here's probably something I should not have done. I was probably should have been a little bit more careful, but we'll see. Torpedoes are still in reload, and that's probably the one major downside about the Shimakaze is the reload rate on torpedoes. And this does have torpedo reload rate acceleration on the Captain, and looks like North Carolina has gone down. We have lost our Donskoy, which is unfortunate, but the reload rate on the Shimakaze is very, very long. Can be frustrating, especially if you don't land your torpedoes like you were hoping, and it's just not a fantastic ship as far as really offering that support. Now, we are detected. That obviously is due to the fact that the Bismarck probably had his hydro up. I believe, pretty certain it was probably the Bismarck. Near, well, yeah, this is just not a great place to drop off torps. Bismarck obviously has a great angle on me. He's able to actually start pulling forward, and look at this big old hit from the Bismarck. Go ahead and dump all 15 torpedoes, but he's already starting to accelerate and is probably going to get out of here. Here I make a mistake. I start going forward. Should have slowed all the way down. His secondaries would have chewed me up and leaves me very, very low on health, around 242 points of health left. But remember those torpedoes I fired? Well, there is a enemy Montana that is currently combating against Lord Ethelon in his gearing. Yep. There we go. That is kill number 4. kind of stole that kill, I will have to admit, but that is still a kill all the same. And all that's left on the enemy team is a enemy Bismarck, and here, oh, Imperial. I'm gonna rag on Imperial here right now, and and he knows I'm just joking, but you love to get damage. He really does. He loves to get a lot of damage. I'm at kill number 4. Let's actually take a look at the team. Imperial has 3 kills. I have 4. And Lord Ethlon has 3. The Donskoy has 1. So as you can see, our division had all the kills. And this Amagi is going to go down. He's showing way too much broadside. Goes down to the Bismarck. And now going back to Imperial loves getting damage. Bismarck is set ablaze. Torpedoes are almost reloaded. And I told both of them, you know, I have a Kraken available for me. Let me have this Kraken. So, getting in range, torpedoes are almost fully reloaded. I'm only able to get at least 2 off. Torpedoes are away. And I am being careful, because keep in mind, I only have 242 points of health left. And the fire is burning quite nicely. And right there. Big ol' hit. And any moment now, probably from another salvo from Imperial right there. Leaves him that low on health. And unfortunately, I do not get the kill. I was so close. So close. And yet, so far. So this Bismarck is going to go down to the fires right. Oh, from the friendly Bismarck that gets it. So as you can see, our team earned a victory, and we did pretty well. 508k silver, over 5,000 XP, and 1 devastating strike. We did 132,749 points of damage, 61 shell hits, 7 torpedo hits, 4 kills. So close to the Kraken. 1 fire and 7 floods. So overall, not too bad. But here is really the funny part: is look at the top 3 players. All 3 of us did well over 2k base XP. Look at the next step down, 1,500. So overall, yeah, kind of carried. So still a fun game, just turned out a lot better than I was expecting it to actually do. As far as damage wise, 42k against the Conqueror, 36 against the Turpits. Torpedoes did 108k, which is pretty nice. Didn't get a lot of flooding damage, which is unfortunate. So overall, not a bad game. But this is going to be it for this episode of Funday Sunday. Thank you guys so much for joining in. If you like what you saw, hit the like and subscribe button. You guys have a great and fantastic day. Zaijian.